Today we're drawing a glass lion, and this is going to be a fun and intricate process. Start by choosing an orange color as the base. You want to apply this evenly to create a solid foundation for the lion's form. Once that's done, add some yellow and orange-green to bring out warmer tones. These will give the lion's head a vibrant yet glass-like appearance. Use a large pen to block in the shapes first. Then, switch to a 5-point pen to refine the outlines and layer the reflections. When you're working on the reflections, focus on how the light interacts with the glass. Add yellow tones to represent the areas where the light passes through. Don't forget to keep the edges heavier, especially where projections are more pronounced. Be mindful not to make these too stiff. The glass lion should feel natural and dynamic. Light doesn't appear completely black here, so keep it soft and balanced. Blend yellow into the lighter areas and reflect it subtly back onto the head. Now, if you want to give the head a greenish tint, mix in some olive green and a touch of orange. This will help deepen the darker areas. Pay close attention to the shadows, especially on the darker side of the head and along the edges. When creating projections, press lightly with a red pen to add depth. Blend slowly to give it that transparent glass effect. Remember, the head should feel heavier and more detailed than other parts of the drawing. In the center of the drawing, focus on correcting small mistakes. You'll want to smooth out transitions and enhance symmetry. Pay attention to both sides of the lion's face, adding subtle changes that make it look more polished. Use your fingers, if necessary, to soften certain areas and create smoother blends. Now, switch to lighter tones. Use pink mixed with white to brighten specific areas like the highlights. This step is key to achieving a natural dimensional feel. At this stage, switch to a small pen, such as size 0 or 0S. This is for fine details that bring the drawing to life. Add subtle highlights with a grayish blue or light blue to emphasize reflections. Focus on heavier textures first and gradually thin them out for balance. After this, return to the highlights. Use a mix of white and lemon yellow to bring out the glass texture. These highlights should look sharp and crisp, mimicking how light bounces off glass. Take your time to notice the drawing. Look for the twists in the texture, the subtle interplay between light and shadow, and the dripping effect that glass often has. Use these details to enhance the realism and complexity of the piece. Each stroke should contribute to the overall impression of depth and transparency. Lastly, step back and assess your work. Make sure each area, from the heavy parts